we went to sports graffiti.
I did, and let me reset that.
Yeah, reset.
All right, so new information came in this morning about this Kawhi Leonard story.
Yes.
And it was from Bruce Arthur, who is a very reputable columnist in Toronto. Remember, Kawhi in 2019 was in Toronto playing for the Raptors. He won Finals MVP, led him to the title, the only title the Raptors have ever won. At the end of that, he was an unrestricted free agent, and he could go anywhere. Bruce is reporting today that a source told him when the Raptors went to Kawhi to see if they could re-sign him, that Kawhi wanted additional money above what the contract was, and actually asked for ownership in the Raptors.
Which is prohibited.
Right. So then Uncle Dennis, on behalf of Kawhi, asked for, okay, give us part of the Maple Leafs. All right? Because,
really?
Because they own Maple Leaf Sports and Entertainment. And on top of
which, by the way, they could have done.
No.
You can't give away
you
part
cannot
of
give
the
him,
team in another
you
sport?
Cannot give any, you cannot give anybody any monetary benefit over the salary
cap. Okay, got it.
Unless you have like 3 or 4 LLCs. You got to stack them over there.
Yeah,
LeBron can be a partial owner in like Liverpool and Red Sox. So it's not
but LeBron has to invest his own money. You just can't. The Lakers can't give LeBron an ownership in Liverpool.
He can't go against the salary. Well, his salary.
Right.
Okay. So they said no. Toronto said no. And here's what Bruce writes. But it didn't end there. As one source put it, when all the corporate sponsors in Toronto were told about this, many said they'd be happy to have Leonard as a pitchman. But his camp said, we don't want to do anything. Raptors representatives explained that any sponsor would want to shoot ads or arrange appearances. Uncle Dennis reiterated, Leonard doesn't want to do anything. He just wants the money.
Right.
That's when the Raptors realized, this is Bruce's words, Leonard wasn't asking to be introduced to Toronto's lucrative corporate community. They were being asked to arrange no-show jobs and arrange no investments. Maple Leaf Sports and Entertainment rejected both proposals. Now, here's why that story is important.
Yep.
Steve Ballmer went on with Ramona the other day and claimed all he did was introduce them to Aspiration.
Yes.
That's all he did. What happened after that, I don't know. But this makes it clear that Dennis went to the team first and wanted the team to do it. So, Mace, you who believe Pete Carroll never knew Reggie Bush got a house.
Never did.
Who believe Shohei Ohtani knew nothing about
Zero.
eBay gambling.
Nothing.
And said yesterday on the show, you strongly believe there's a chance Steve Ballmer knew nothing about Uncle Dennis and Kawhi on the side. Do you still believe that?
Okay, there's two things here. First of all, do you believe he'll be caught at it? The answer is no. Do I believe he did it? Yes. The Toronto story means
swings you the other way.
Yeah, it swings me the other way. He was looking for a sweetheart deal somewhere else.
I see what you're saying. You're saying, and you're right, these are two different things. You believe, of course, Ballmer knew, but you don't think the league can prove it.
Right, and I think he's got what they call plausible deniability. It went on underneath him somewhere, and people were doing stuff, but I don't think they will ever pin it on Steve Ballmer.
By the way, I thought his tactic, guys, the other day with Ramona, the Sergeant Schultz, I know nothing defense was a mistake. This is, you be Ramona, I'll be Steve Ballmer.
Okay.
Ask me anything you want.
Yeah, did you circumvent the salary cap?
I did not, but I'm going to get to the bottom of this because obviously somebody did. And I don't know where it happened.
So you would acknowledge that they did?
Of course
So in that case, don't you have to fire somebody eventually?
Yeah, somebody's got to go.
Oh, okay.
Well,
who's going? Lawrence Frank? Who's going over there?
Someone's going.
Yeah.
But I don't know who's going to be. What I would have said if I'm Steve Ballmer, the buck stops with me. I don't know what happened here. But obviously, this looks terrible.
Yeah.
We're going to get to the bottom of it, and I'm going to find out what happened because it's my responsibility to know. And I talked to somebody the other day. I had dinner with a friend of mine, one of my smartest friends, who is friends with someone who worked for Ballmer for years.
Okay.
And he said, do you think there's any way Ballmer didn't know? He said, Steve Ballmer is the most aggressive, detail-oriented boss I have ever worked for. There is zero chance that, A, he wasn't aggressive in pursuit of Kawhi, and B, that he didn't know anything. He knew something.
Right.
And I think that's where this is going to land. But you make a good point. Unless they can prove it, Adam Silver works for Steve Ballmer.
Yes.
So he's not going to suspend him unless there is an abundance of evidence.
And Cuban's on Team Ballmer. And the question is, do billionaires just all stick together?
Yes.
They believe that they're the smartest people in the world, and the only way to be a billionaire is that you have to be super smart, which is the issue here. So if you're so smart,
and by the way,
Steve,
they are right, usually.
But
they're pretty right.
If you're so smart, Steve, then how did this all come out?
Right.
Well, here's the point that Cuban made when he sat down with Pablo, which I think is an interesting point.
Sure.
Is the only way this was going to come out is if they went into bankruptcy, because that would have disclosed who they owe money to. So why didn't Steve get ahead of it and go, either I'm going to bail you guys out so you don't go bankrupt, or I'm just going to give you enough money to pay Kawhi. So he goes away. His LLC isn't on the creditor list. I think that's a valid point. So you have to wonder how much then did Ballmer really know, where he was like, I'm going to stay completely away from this.
But okay, Chris, let's entertain your premise.
Mm-hmm.
Let's say that's right. And he gets a phone call and they say, hey, Steve, it turns out
that the phony company is going bankrupt.
Aspiration is a Ponzi scheme.
Right.
Yeah.
They're going under. What do you want to do about it? And Chris, you suggested, Mark Cuban suggested, well, I can't have that. I can't have that they're going bankrupt, so I'm going to bail them out and inoculate myself from anything that looks bad.
Right.
But in that scenario, he still would have known, right? He would have known something.
Yeah, no.
Right.
So, I think we all know he knew.
See,
No, he says he didn't know.
No, I think we all think he does.
I think we all agree now that he knew.
He knew something.
I think we all agree now that he knew.
But he's sticking to the I know nothing.
Yeah.
But
here's the thing.
What's going to be very interesting is to see what the NBA does about this, because you're right, Mace. If the other billionaire owners don't want him disciplined, he won't be.
No.
They'll just say, it was like when Tim Donaghy, the NBA came out, they announced this was a rogue referee acting on his own. This story is over.
So does Kawhi get anything? Does anything happen to Kawhi?
Well, I said yesterday I would do a 3-part punishment. I would do, number one, the $28 million. There was really $48 million, but $20 million was in stock options. Yeah. And obviously the stock is worthless.
Didn't go anywhere. So $28
million goes against their cap right away. That's treated like a $28 million contract. You have to deal with it. All right. Number two, Lawrence Frank, Steve Ballmer, for not knowing if they're telling the truth or for not being more aggressive, get 50 games each. All right. They get suspended. They can't have anything to do with the team for 50 games each. And then the third thing I would do, Chris, addressing your point, is Kawhi's contract is voided. He loses that money. And he can sign with another team except the Clippers. He can't re-sign with the Clips because of what they did. And that's what I would do.
Wow.
So
I sent it to Trudell.
Yeah.
And Trudell said to me, not strong enough.
Really?
He said, you've got to hit him on draft picks because that's capital in the NBA, and that's what matters. But I said, Mike, I would need to look this up. But I think most of their draft picks between now and 2030 have already been traded.
Yeah.
Are you okay with not punishing them for 5 years? And Mike said, I would throw the book at him, what I could do. I would punish him any way I could.
By the way, you're saying that the $28 million would count against this year only?
Oh, well,
because I wanted to count across multiple years because the Clippers are trying to clean up their books so they can be in the market for a big star in 2 years.
Okay, so
hit him for multiple years.
But it was $9 million a year for 4 years. So, so there wouldn't be that much. It'd be $7 million a year for 4 years. So that would actually make things easier.
Yeah.
I think if you hit, but you could do this as to strengthen your punishment.
Yep.
We know it was only $28 million total, and we know it was over 4 years. We're hitting you for $28 million every year for all 4.
Sign me up for that.
Yeah,
I'm for that.
But I'm with you. I believe this will be a slap on the wrist.
Yeah.
I do not.
And I don't believe there will even be a full investigation.
And we hired an outside law firm to do an investigation means nothing because, again, the owners employ Adam Silver.
Right.
So even if this law firm comes back with findings that say, Steve Ballmer knew everything, he's guilty of salary cap circumvention, you need to deal with it, Adam could turn around and go, okay, thanks for doing that.
Yeah.
Steve, 10-game suspension.
Yeah, and by the way,
over.
There's an email somewhere. There's an email somewhere at the Clippers that linked Steve Ballmer to this, a text message, but they're never going to do that kind of discovery.
Right.
Because they're in a very exclusive billionaires club. All right, coming up next for you, there's one fan of